Welcome to Pop Crime TV's The Outlier podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Conlin, and today I have an episode that is just pure joy. There will be no crimes discussed. There will be no killings discussed. There will be just laughter and happiness. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but no, this episode I had so much fun recording. It was nice to take a little bit of a break. So I have my interview today with actor Arielle Kebbel and showrunner Matt Kester, who are promoting the second half of the premiere or the winter premiere of the Fox show Rescue High Surf. Now, Matt is amazing. I mean, he ran away at 16 to become a surfer. Then he was like a history teacher. And then he got into writing television and screenplays. And he actually previously worked on the show Animal Kingdom. And I believe many of you will know Arielle Kebbel. She is incredible. I mean, talk about someone that I wanted to be growing up. I mean, I even tell her this, but when I saw John Tucker Must Die, she was my favorite. And Arielle Kebbel has been in so many films. Aquamarine, I mean, that's a great one from 2006. And she also was part of the show Rescue 911, which is not the William Shatner one, but the other show, which I believe was also on Fox. She played the role of Lucy Donato, and she also recently was in the show with The Rock, Ballers. She played Tracy, and that was a lead role. But she is so nice. I could not even believe how nice she was. And same with Matt. They're both great people. We had a great conversation, and phone interviews can be tough. It's, you've got this tendency to want to talk all over each other, but it was just not like that. I mean, I just had so much fun. And to give you a little bit of an idea about Rescue High Surf, I am so bad. I had not heard of this show, but apparently it's very popular. And of course, and I told this to them, I'm so guilty of hearing about a show, interviewing someone, and then watching it a few months later, wishing I could go back and ask them different questions. So I feel like this might be the case here. But let me give you a quick little description of Rescue High Surf. Quote, Hawaii's North Shore is paradise. But for the lifeguards who patrol its treacherous waters, every day is a fight to save lives. Fox's high-stakes drama, Rescue High Surf, dives into the world of these elite first responders, blending intense action with the deeply personal struggles of its characters. End quote. And when I first saw this description, I was like, oh, it sounds like a classy version of Baywatch, but it's so much more, and that would be very insulting if I were to say that to them, because I literally, you have to hear what Arielle says, and she is so genuine and interesting, and she shares some really moving things that happened on the set, which I was just like, wow, I was in awe. So anyway, I will stop talking and I will play my interview, and then I will close us out. And just a reminder, you can watch Rescue High Surf or catch up on all of the episodes that you may have missed on Hulu. How's it going, guys? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Aloha Friday, we call it.
There's a great song that I learned that goes with it. It goes, yeah. Aloha Friday, no work till Monday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, wait, that reminds me of Sandra Bullock in Miss Congeniality. Did you mean to do that?
You know what? I didn't, but I will take that as the highest compliment. I am obsessed with her.
Wait, me too. You know when she does that in the movie, when she's like, you want to date me? You want to tell me you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do know what you're talking about. You think you love me.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, classic. Well, Matt, I'll start with you here because you have a fascinating background. I mean, running away at 16 to surf in Hawaii, later becoming a professor of history. So I would love to know, and I would love for my listeners to know, how did your personal journey influence the creation of Rescue High Surf?
I think mostly I just like surfing and being in the water a lot. My life's a bit of a ping pong ball. There's no plan to it. I wish I could say there was. But I got into, after I'd kind of done the professor thing for a little while, I got into writing for TV, and I'd always wanted to tell this story. And I worked for John Wells on Animal Kingdom, and we had talked about kind of stories that we're both passionate about. John has a long background in Hawaii as well, and he helped us get this going and took a chance.
Cool. I'm really excited to watch it because I haven't seen it. I'm one of those people that is super late to the game on all shows, and I'll have interviewed somebody about, a certain show, and I'll watch it a few months later and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I wish I was watching it when I interviewed them." So I feel like this is going to be one of those shows. But
You're going to love it.
yeah,
Yeah.
tell me about it. Tell me about it, you guys.
Arielle, you want to go for it?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I am just going to say that would love to talk to you about it again once you watch it. We'll just keep coming back.
Okay, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But yeah, no, I've been doing this a long time. I have never been a part of a show like this. And what makes it special is that this show, like you touched on, given Matt's history and his upbringing on the North Shore, the North Shore is a very tight-knit community, and one that I don't think you can really explain until you're there. Like one that if you're driving down the one road that takes you up and down and you happen to look over and see someone in trouble on the beach, you jump out of your car and help them no matter what's going on. And, so this show really follows these men and women, these lifeguards that protect their community at all costs. And, it's the 7 mile stretch of the North Shore is some of the most dangerous beaches in the world. And so anyone who goes out there has a certain level of adrenaline pumping. And so you get to see these lifeguards, not just, doing high intense rescues that are, by the way, based on real rescues, but you also get to see how tight this we've got Captain, we've got my character who's a true maverick. She's the first female lieutenant in ocean safety. And then you've got some rookie lifeguards coming in. So you really get a sense of how this family of lifeguards works. And then, of course, you've got the romance on top of it. And the thing that's so special about the show is, we shoot in Hawaii and we employ locals and we have all local crew and we shoot at family-owned local shops. And so it's just a love letter to the North Shore in a way that I've definitely never seen before. And I hope people watching really understand that, for intense as the rescues are, the love of the community is equally or more as intense. And it's really not describable until you're there living it and working in it. And I hope that this show highlights at least a piece of that.
Oh, that's so nice. I mean, Matt, give her a raise. That was amazing. That was seriously.
I tell you, she's incredible. And it's so great is, Arielle and our cast have embraced the North Shore and the North Shore has embraced them. It's what we're really trying to do is it's a different kind of first responder show, and it's really kind of shedding a light on what these lifeguards do. And the lifeguard community is really, they've embraced it. They're really appreciative and they're so impressed. I talk to these guys all the time and they're like, "Hey, your actors are hammers, man. They get out there and they're doing it." And I was like, "I know."
Wow.
They're just super impressed by the whole thing too. So that's great.
Well, Arielle, are you a good swimmer or are you an okay swimmer? What is your skill level there?
I am now.
So did you have to train?
Yeah.
He's a lifeguard.
Yeah. No, so part of the audition process was, Matt Kester and John Wells were both like, are you ready for this? We want this to be as authentic as possible. Like, this isn't about hair and makeup. It's not about lighting. It's, this is go time. And we need you to be honest with us where your skill level's at, because obviously safety first, but
right.
they were always very honest about the show that they were making. And so it was kind of like from the beginning, are you in or out? And I grew up in Florida and I was always in the water, whether it was a lake or an ocean. If I wasn't at the barn, I'm a horse lover through and through, but if I wasn't at the barn, I was in the water. And I had, I learned to swim at 1 year old and I was, holding my breath for 3 laps at like 3 and 4 years old. Like, "Dad, come out. Wow. I can do an extra lap." And so I do feel fortunate. I've always been able, since I was a young kid, I've had a pretty good breath hold and just appreciation for the water.
Mm-hmm.
But this show properly kicked my ass, like to the like you. And I remember them saying, the second you have an ego, you're done, because like at the end of the day, Mother Nature is number one. She's our number one diva, and if you ever think that you are better than her, you're in for it. And so it was a very humbling experience. And we did 2 weeks of intense training. We did lifeguard training. We did like CPR, training. We did jet ski training. We did ATV training. We did scuba training, and we got to work with the best people in the world. Brian Kailana and his team, like they created. His father was one of the first lifeguards the first lifeguard, right, Matt, of the North Shore.
Yep. In Hawaii,
yeah.
Damn.
And so the legacy that we're talking there is just, so it wasn't just about the training, it was about the history that we were learning. And like Brian, these guys created jet ski rescue. So before that, there was only, there was the paddle boards going up for rescues. And one of the things they taught us that I think impacted me the most wasn't just, okay, here's what you need to learn to do the show. It was, now that you have these skills, you have the responsibility to use them wherever you go. And it's not a matter of if, but when, because you will be involved in real rescues now, because you'll see it and you'll be the person there, and you have a responsibility to help whoever is in trouble. And that really did happen. And I have never felt the weight and responsibility of like, wow, yeah, like I owe it to my community to show up if I can. And he has a water safety program where he goes all over the world teaching surfers and anyone in the water, hey, this is the protocol if you see someone in trouble. And so it wasn't just about learning these skills. It was like, wow, these people are going around the world changing lives, going like, hey, if you're going to be ballsy enough to get in the ocean, you should probably learn a thing or two to like help the person next to you, because one day it might be you, and you might be hoping the person next to you knows what you know.
Yeah, I mean, no pressure or anything, but this is pretty incredible, because I think that it's important for people to hear everything that you're saying, because actors don't just show up to a set, memorize their lines, sit in a trailer, and get hair and makeup. I mean, I'm assuming that you've had some bad days on set, and when I say bad, maybe I just mean trying or difficult. So, I mean, people love behind the scenes stories. So do you have any that, I guess you can give us a happy, funny story, but if you have another story where you were like, I don't really know if I'm cut out for this, I would love to hear that as well, and how you got through it.
Well, that's a deep question. I'm like, where do I go with this?
Well, Matt, you can share a story from behind the scenes as well. I mean,
yeah.
I'm just so interested.
I think I'm sure, when you're in the ocean, some days can be so tiring and so taxing, for our whole cast and crew, and they're so immersed in the experience of being in the ocean on the North Shore that like the highs and lows of those shooting days are intense. You have these highs where you kind of reach a physical plateau where you're like, I didn't think I could do that, and it's an incredible high. And then you get in, I'm sure, in these moments, it's like surfing or being a lifeguard, where you're just like, this is all bigger than me. You know what I mean? And I don't know if I can do this. And I'm sure, and I know, because Arielle and I have talked about it, is you have those during the 19 episodes that we shot. But to our cabin, we have the hardest working and the best cast and crew in television, in my biased opinion. But just seeing what I stand by it. I stand by it because I see what they did, to create this incredible show that when you see it, you're just blown away.
Yeah. And I guess, go ahead. Sorry. I was going to say, I could rephrase the question for you. Like, have you re-watched any of these scenes and just thought to yourself, Arielle, like, wow, how did I get through that? I can't believe I did that. It looks so good on screen.
That's a great question. Well, I'll add on to what Matt said. And there was one day, we were having a heart-to-heart about some work stuff, because things do get hard, and it makes it that much more rewarding when you get through it as a team. And I remember he said to me one time, I don't know if I've told you this, Matt, but he said, on the days that are the hardest, and you think you can't do it, just remember, like, okay, I'm doing it for my brothers and my sisters. And that was a mantra that actually really helped me a lot through the second half of the season on the days that I was like, can I do this? And just, you know, just emotionally and physically and certain things that were going on. I would go, okay, I'm doing it if not today for me, then for my brothers and sisters. And we really were such a team there, you know, and these guys, my God, Adam and Keikoa and Robbie, like these guys, Zoe, like Alex, I've never had people make me laugh so hard in my life. And I knew, and I knew too, like, okay, as hard as we laugh, these guys have got my back. And I have not had that experience on other TV shows. And so I think that it also helped remind me, like in our cast, in our crew, they would come up to me like, you know, we would cheer each other on. And I remember I was having a hard day one day because I was going back and forth between water unit and land unit, back and forth. You know, I think I was running sprints on the sand for like 2 hours straight. And then I had to race to the other unit to do like 3 love scenes back to back and then race back to the other unit. And just to be a woman and be honest, I had just started my period because that's what happens when you're a woman. It was just like, holy shit. and you know, but I remember at the end of the day, and you know, the crew didn't know I'd started my period. I'm telling everyone now, but I didn't tell anyone then. And I remember, and I don't know what made them do this, but the entire crew lined up because I was in every scene that day. I think we shot like 10 scenes or something. And they lined up on the sidewalk. And as I was getting in the van, they clapped and cheered for me. And I remember looking up and I remember looking around being like, I thought there was a parade coming or something. I was like, oh, what's happening? And I remember thinking like, wait, this is for me? What the heck? Like, and it made me cry. And I was just like, my God, so yes, for my brothers and sisters, that helped get me through a lot. And yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm actually crying. I mean, I'm crying laughing. I'm half laughing and half just so moved that this actually happens in real life. On, you know, television show sets. I just didn't think that this kind of stuff happened. You guys are also, both of you, Matt and Arielle, I'm just so impressed and in awe because you're such genuine people who genuinely enjoy this work. And I interview a lot of people. I don't really find a lot of people that I really feel like are just true. So I just wanted to point that out before I forget or before I run out of time because I'm so impressed.
Thank you. That's so nice of you to say.
Yeah, and I'm not that nice either. So I mean
I love it. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm truly excited to watch this show. And also, Arielle, I mean, I'm a millennial. I have to just quickly ask you also because I'm still obsessed with John Tucker Must Die, and I can't wait to show my daughter. She's only 8. I feel like I should wait a little bit. But did that film change your life?
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah, I mean, we were like having slumber parties, like, you know, it felt like summer camp with the girls. Like we would work all day together, we'd go to a hotel and have slumber parties, and Ashanti would be working on her music, and you know, I'd be working on lines, and Brittany and Soph would be like getting us all like fun, you know, pizza and snacks to do something, and it just was like, it was also just a different time in the business where, you know, I think there was some like we shot 1 scene a day, and now I cannot fathom that. So it was just like it was such a different time. So yeah, I cherish it. I'm sure you've seen, you know, I'm producing now, so I am working on a sequel, which is really exciting. And
I didn't know that. Oh my
God. Oh yeah. There's not a lot I can say right now, but it is exciting. And then also, you know, your daughter. So she's 8 now, so I don't know if she's into mermaids, but I will say I actually was at the event last night and I ran into Sarah Paxton, and I have not seen her since filming Aquamarine, and it was just such a joy. I'm like, hi, 20 years later.
Yes.
So you know, that might be a sweet little movie to ease you into John Tucker.
Yes. Okay. No, I love that. I mean, I have to say, you made my life by telling me there's a sequel. I know you can't say anything, but girl, I had pictures of you on my wall in like the era of jeans and dresses, okay, with chokers.
No way.
And, like, yes. Are you kidding?
Way.
Like I had all of you guys from the red carpet. I loved it. I just Jawbreaker, John Tucker. I mean, I probably Jawbreaker's way too sick to even
That's so awesome.
show my kid, right? I mean, talk about a dark kid. No, I swear I'm normal. But no. Matt, Arielle,
Oh,
you guys,
that is so.
yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that is just like, I'm going to remember this conversation. I'm like, so equally back to you. Thank you for sharing. That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it's really funny how that works out and how life works out. Because if I would have told myself that however old I was, that I was going to have a conversation with you one day, I would not have believed myself. So, I mean, I'm just, and to hear how lovely you are, that is just icing on the cake. But Matt Kester, Arielle Kebbel, you guys are incredible. And Monday, January 20th is the return of Rescue High Surf, and everybody should watch it. I mean, I'm gonna watch it.
Thank you. And we're also on Hulu. We're also on Hulu, so you can check out the whole. We have 19 episodes. We've aired 9 already. Monday will be the return, episode 10. But you can always catch up on the show on Hulu if you miss it. Yeah,
that's very helpful because I have Hulu, so I'm gonna do that. I can't
there
wait.
You go.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, guys. You just made my morning. I'm gonna be in a good mood the rest of the day. I appreciate you both.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.
Aloha.
Okay, that was Arielle Kebbel and Matt Kester of Rescue High Surf on Fox. Don't forget that the second half of the series, the winter premiere, it's January 20th. Everybody should watch it. I'm very excited to tune in. And I just love Arielle Kebbel more than ever. I have to say, I was so impressed. I know, I'm going to just go on and on and on about her moving forward. She's my new favorite actress, once again. But anyway, thanks everyone for listening to The Outlier on Pop Crime TV. I would love for you all to like and subscribe on YouTube if you don't already, or just leave me a review on Apple or Spotify or wherever you listen if you're enjoying the show. All right, guys, I'm Lauren Conlin. Thanks for listening.